Test number 70. Anchor text exact match variance. Let's get into it. All right, so this video is it's pretty interesting. This topic is pretty interesting to me. I've been talking about an anchor text analysis for quite some time. I actually did a presentation on it before for SEO spring training. And one of the people that pushed me off or got me going down this road is Michael Milas. He's actually part of the Web20 ranker team now, but back then he was on his own. He was a PBN seller. And he had this process to analyze your anchor text and put it into specific categories. And then that's how he made recommendations of which ones you should probably use when you're buying his links. And I thought he was onto something. So I got delved deeper into that. I delved deeper into analysis, and I actually even went so far as to invest $15,000 to get a piece of software built for it. Now, software actually turned out to be a big old honking failure because it was a lot harder of a project than we thought, and I couldn't get the devs right, and it just didn't work out. But the concept is there, and it still is very effective to this day. And basically what you want to do is go draw the links and the anchor text out for the top 10 competitors in your market. And what you're looking for here is, one, the type of anchor text they got, brand, URL, brand plus keyword, exact match, et cetera, and that's broken down in like 15 categories. But you want to figure that out, the type, and then figure out the amount and then the percentages. And if you look at that, the percentages of anchor text being used are probably going to have some closeness of range, right? There's not going to necessarily be this. There may be an outlier, but for the most part, those 10 pages are going to have almost similar link profiles for the pages. We're talking about the pages, not the domains. And so you dig through that, you analyze that, and you figure out what is the average of the exact match percentage is what you're looking for. And then that will tell you how much exact match anchor that you can build for that specific thing. Now, this came from, at the time, there was a lot of talking heads and there was a lot of SEO trainers, etc., talking about you can't have more than 1% exact match. And that came about after the Penguin update. Penguin was links, Panda was on page. So the Penguin update came out, and the 1% anchor myth came to fruition across the industry. We actually wanted to test that. And so we're using, in this case, we're using 5 identical test pages, and we submitted all those to Google, got them indexed, and then we sent links to all 5 with variations of link anchors. So you have 100% exact match, 75% exact match, 25 naked, 50, 75 naked, 25 exact match, and 100% naked. Conventional wisdom says that these two are probably your safest bet, but the testing results actually said that this is the one that won out. Now, what do we get out of this? First, we are not telling you to go, or I'm not telling you to go out and do 50% exact match anchors. I'm telling you to analyze the anchor text, and that you could probably use more exact match anchors than you thought you could. And so do that and figure that out. Why did 50-50 work here? Well, remember I talked about averages, and so these actually became outliers. So these are like the norms, right? And then these ended up being I'm using air quotes and you can't see it, outliers for this test. So my guess is because these were so off and wonky compared to these other 3 pages, Google's like, let's see what the middle is. And then the middle happened to be this. So this would be the average. This would be the mark. If this was a standard keyword, if anyone wanted to compete with me and we all had 50-50, I can go in there with 51 and probably win because I'm not too far out of the high and I'm not too far out of the low, and I'm not, the outlier of this whole situation. So that's why the analysis of anchor text is working, in particular for tier ones, going to your money pages and your internal links. You can see this same process happening with your internal links. You're going to build a silo, let's say 4 pages, and you're going to notice that there's a point where Google no longer gives you any more credit. Your ranking just stops going up because your exact match and your silo on your internal site don't work anymore. And then you can drop these 50% in there. You can drop variations, etc., instead of the exact match, and go after other keywords without having to build these silo pages, or without having to build specific silo pages. Just doing regular blog content, for example, and using those for internal links. All that stuff works. So check it out. Do some anchor text analysis. Let me know what you think in the comments below. Hit the thumbs up or thumbs down. Only takes a millisecond to do, and you burn a calorie. We appreciate you. See you in the next video.